Norman, but he'll be picking up all the interviews down here. And 2017 in the Champions Trophy for Pakistan. We'll hear all of these interviews, but David Lloyd.
What does it mean, Yasser, to people in Pakistan where they're in isolation, there is really no cricket or international cricket over in Pakistan? What does it mean to the people?
It's quite big back home in Pakistan because every single person was watching this game and they were very keen Pakistan could beat in India. We haven't played any cricket back home from 2008. It's been like 9 years. So people doesn't watch their superstars playing in front of them. So it's been difficult for the players and for the spectator back home. So it's been tough for Pakistan, but good victory for everyone.
So, and real character for the players that they're not playing at home. They've got to play on other venues. They play in the United Arab Emirates and Dubai and Sharjah, Abu Dhabi. So that's real character from the team.
Absolutely right, Bumble. Since then, we only played one series that was against Zimbabwe last year, and we're trying to bring cricket back home in the near future. Hope after this tournament, some teams would love to come back to Pakistan and play against Pakistan.
I'm just looking at the screen as well and being interviewed now is Azam Mahmood, who played for Pakistan and played here at Surrey.
He's a local hero. Plays many years for Surrey.
Well, they're all still here, and the Pakistan fans now who've made their way. They couldn't get across the green bays, but a lot of them are in their seats right at the front of the perimeter fencing all the way around this ground now, and some of the luckier ones much closer to the pavilion, and they can see what's going on there. It's taken a little bit of time to get this all together, as it certainly does, but they've got plenty of time for this, the Pakistan squad, and they're all down. I think that the Indian squad themselves have left the proceedings a bit like the rest of their team. They came down where they were magnanimous in defeat as well. I mean, they've been thrashed today. They've been absolutely thrashed, haven't they?
Yeah. There's been so much things said about Pakistan, but the most heartening thing for me as a ex-Pakistani player is that we tried three belter of.
All you want from your fielding colleagues is not to make mistakes, and they were on the top of their game today.
They definitely were, and a bowling colleague sitting next to me here. For me, Mohammad Amir is man of the match for me. You know, the batting, who he got out. That's the thing, the people he got out. Half time you're thinking, you have to have a good start, India have got a good chance if they get a platform. He blew them away. He absolutely blew them away. They all came, they all went, and for me, Mohammad Amir set the tone. And when he set the tone, all of a sudden, India are up 32 for 3, out the game. That's them gone. No matter who they've got Kohli, Dhoni and Yuvraj both played nearly 300 games. Yuvraj has played more than 300 games. Didn't matter. Too far. Game's more or less gone. And that, for me, was set up by Mohammad Amir.
Yeah, it was a big call for Pakistan because he got injured in the last game, and bringing him back in this final is a big game. So he could have got injured in this game as well, but luckily he bowled well and got a few early wickets, which helped Pakistan.
He certainly did. I actually like the way as well that Sarfraz Ahmed has captained the side, because early on in the tournament, and particularly to be beaten by the team that you'll then to meet again in the final in the way they were early on, that he's had quite a lot of work to do, and the belief and obviously the way forward. They were very much a unit. You could see that before this final. They spent some time together with the staff over there near the pavilion in a huddle, but it wasn't just a huddle. They all had their say, and you could see from that moment here that they'd got themselves in a frame of mind that they weren't here just to make up the numbers.
And that's the mentality they had to be in. I think they had a mentality of no lose. They were in a no lose situation. They go out there. India is expected to beat them. And if they're brutally honest, if we're sitting here brutally honest, the captain and coach probably thinking, we're coming into England shores, we're going to be here for maybe 10 days. We're going home in 10 days because of the youthness in the side and not eighth in the world. The teams that are on offer, we probably aren't going to be here more than get out the group stages. And I think after the first game they played, there's pundits and even Yasser, who believed in Pakistan all the way through, could even say after the first game, we're going home after game 3 here. But look at the turnaround. Look at the turnaround. The captain and the coach has to be so influential in making sure that these young players learn from their mistakes, thought about getting themselves on an even keel and then rectifying their mistakes. First thing, their fielding in the first game of the tournament was abysmal. In the ring, their ability to stop singles was very, very poor. Their batting was really brainless, and all of a sudden they're bowling, because they weren't bowling at a bit decent total. They put a lot of pressure on their bowlers. The bowlers have been fantastic throughout this tournament. For me, Hassan Ali's been the best bowler in the tournament, and correctly so. He gets the winning wicket, and everybody celebrated with him. And I think from there, credit to the captain and credit to the coach, because he's turned all that on their head. What did we see first up? Yes, they got off to a good start in Amir. Angles from the fielding inside the circle, spot on. Handling inside the circle, spot on. Put pressure on India batsmen. Bowling, well, the bowling was good from start to finish. That's why the number 8 ranked team in the world has won this tournament.
Yeah, that's a good point you make. I mean, one or two things have to go for you, and I think when they drop Kohli, not a dolly, but an easy catch at second slip, but they put that out of their mind straight away, or the bowler did, and he's managed to get the full shot the very next delivery. I mean, those two deliveries summed up the difference for me in many ways today.
And for me, that's why Amir's man of the match, because he put that to one side. He didn't drop the catch, but it completely could have deflated him, walking back to his mark. The best player, arguably the best player on the planet, has just been dropped when they're chasing 300. Oh my word. And then he comes up, produces an absolute belter, caught at point, everything's forgotten about from second slip, and that for me is why he was man of the match. And when you see that, Yassi, you must think that superstar in Mohammad Amir, when you've got that as a leader, what the rest of the team can, the momentum and it builds off.
And Hassan Ali as well has had a magnificent tour too, doesn't he, and trophy.
Yeah, it's a great find for Pakistan, Hassan Ali. He's been showing over and over now. And I think coaches must be very happy, especially Azhar Mahmood. The way he's been involved with Pakistan team now for almost a year now. Since you see the transition of Pakistani bowlers now, and then when he took over that job, Azhar Mahmood was exceptional one-day bowler, death bowler. So we can see that in our young bowlers now. They know how to reverse the ball and how to set their field for this kind of tournament. So I mean, coaches must be very happy.
You mentioned Sags.
Yeah.
Yasser mentions that there about Azhar Mahmood. The one thing you'd say about Azhar Mahmood as a bowler, you'd say skillful. Straight away you'd say skillful. Describe Azhar Mahmood. He was a skillful bowler. He wasn't the world's fastest bowler. He was very, very skillful. People that move the ball laterally when nothing's happening, good slower balls and all that. Well, what's Pakistan's strength so far? What's it been the strength in this tournament? The ability to bowl to death. The ability to change pace, the skill levels at Cardiff were fantastic, and I think that is a sign that their coaching staff is working very, very hard with their team, but also their team is listening to their coaching staff. I'm not sure that is happening in the other dressing room, because I'm not sure Kohli and Kumble have got a similar relationship.
Adding to that one, Azhar Mahmood, he must have been a lot of talks with his bowlers. That the good thing is, he must have told them that you need to have that kind of feel for that kind of a bowling. So that is working really well for Pakistan.
Well, we're still waiting here for the trophy presentation, and the India side are also out there, of course, having reached another final and have relinquished their champions trophy. And look, we talked a lot about what it means for Pakistan, but for India as well, there will be questions asked here all day long. Their fans were here thinking, we've only got to turn up, we're going to win this, but even if we get under pressure, we must win, we will win. And it absolutely didn't happen anything like that.
No, and I think the Indian players turned up like that as well, to be honest, Sags. I think the Indian players turned up in a way which we just have to put our boots on here, face 50 overs, we'll get a good enough score and we'll go and bowl and defend it. Didn't happen.
Just to let you know the picture, we're here at the Vauxhall end. We've got a perfect view of everything that is going to happen. Obviously, they've got their backs turned to us at the moment, but the pavilion is where it all happens, and in front of that, on the wonderful surface, and a great cricket wicket for a final like this today from Lee and his team here at the Oval. And they all turn now to wait for the dignitaries to arrive and that trophy as well. And their fans...